Won't you please welcome our beloved sister to the stage for this conversation that will blow you away, because he's going to talk about the ways in which his art informs his activism and vice versa. So this is what you don't want to miss. Take your seats, be prepared to sit up and listen. And not only listen to what he's saying, but understand how the gift that's in you is to be used for purpose, and that purpose is supposed to work and change the lives of others. Won't you please welcome Sharia Jackson.
Hello, hello. Good almost afternoon. Y'all ready for Oprah later? Woo! Some of y'all like Oprah coming? Yes, yes. I'm Sharia Jackson. I have the honor of serving you as the Lifestyle and Relationships Editor for Essence Magazine. And we're so excited to partner with Greater Than AIDS. And they have brought YouTube sensation, Todrick Hall. Many of us, yes, give him a shout. He's coming. We're excited. Listen, I don't know what his tribe, you know how Beyonce got the Bayhive. I don't know, Todrick will have to let us know what his tribe is called, but y'all are in the building. So for those who don't know, he is a well-known singer, actor, and performer. He's been on Broadway. He actually was in the original production of The Color Purple, so I saw him on stage, which was produced by Oprah Winfrey. He had a show on MTV, and his YouTube videos have received more than 35 million views and more than 2 million faithful subscribers on his channel. And chances are you've seen some of his videos in your Facebook feed, and he's also excited to have partnered with Greater Than AIDS on their HIV Beats and Greater Than AIDS initiative, and he has an incredible, informative, funny video. We're so excited. And he also has his own new show, so he flew in early this morning to be with us today because he's getting ready for his own show straight out of Oz, and we'll hear a little bit more about that later. But first, let's watch our video from HIV Beats.
Girl, no! You cannot get HIV like that. It's obviously important to know how to protect yourself from HIV, but it's just as important to know how you can't get HIV. 15 ways you cannot get HIV. Here we go. In the air, or the water, by hugging someone, or kissing someone, through saliva, tears, or sweat. Not gonna happen. From sharing dishes or glasses, from toilet seats. Might be nasty, but you're not gonna get HIV that way, honey. Swimming pools, towels, a steamy look across the dance floor, a walk in the park. You cannot get HIV through casual contact. I know, right? It's just not gonna happen. HIV is spread through unprotected sex with someone who doesn't know their status or is not on treatment, or by sharing needles. The good news is that we have more ways than ever to protect against HIV. Antiretrovirals. Those are the drugs used to treat HIV. They can reduce the risk of passing the virus to others by as much as 96%. Let me sing it for you just in case you didn't hear it. 96%. I know, right? I did that, didn't I? The most important thing is to know your status. So go get tested.
Please give a warm Essence Festival welcome to Mr. Todrick Hall. Come on out here, Todrick. Yes, indeedy. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And this is, poignant. We're just a few days, just earlier this week was National Testing Day for HIV. So it's so great that you have partnered with Greater Than AIDS, that you are helping to spread this message, not only protecting ourselves, but you're also dismantling the stigma. One of the reasons I love the video you did, because we don't talk about some of the hidden beliefs that still are there around HIV. So why was it important for you to join this campaign?
Well, when End HIV reached out to me, they reached out to a few YouTubers and social media influencers, and it was just important to me because I know that I value myself and say that I educate myself on knowing a lot about this topic, and there were so many minute details that I didn't know, so I assumed that my followers didn't know. And I feel like one of the blessings of having a large internet following is to be able to expose people to information that will not only educate them but also help them and keep them safe. And so it was a no-brainer for me when they asked me to join.
Absolutely. Has there been a favorite response to these videos in particular, or any comments? How's the feedback been from your audience?
I got actually some really touching direct messages from people who were HIV positive that were saying, thank you so much for shedding a light on this. It wasn't a sad commercial that was like a sappy, tear-jerking commercial, because I don't believe that having HIV is something to be sad and depressed about. I think that it's something that's manageable, and the more you know about it, the more you find that to be true.
Absolutely, and we know there has been progress, and we're seeing progress in the community, both from treatment but also just awareness. But you also are part of a community that we know is high risk, and talking about being Black, being a gay man. So talk about that reality of keeping that to the forefront for that community, and you being a voice to support that.
Well, there's a new statistic saying that if we don't educate people and if things don't change in the future, 1 out of every 2 African American men will be infected with HIV if they are practicing sex at all. And so I think that is a very staggering statistic, and I think it's something that should be very eye-opening for our community. And when I found that out, I was just like, I think that people need to know this because it's such a manageable thing. If you are HIV positive, there's PrEP. I never knew what PrEP was. And PrEP, basically prevents you from being able to contract it.
Yes, it's a drug you can take, which drastically diminishes your chance of contracting if you are with a person who is HIV positive.
Absolutely, and if the person who is HIV positive is also on their medication, it also decreases the chances of being able to contract the disease by such a large percentage. And once I found that out, it was just a life-changing thing for me, and I felt like a lot of people may not take the time to do the research or to go online, and they don't think that it would affect them, when sometimes it's a lot closer to you than you think. People who have HIV don't look like they have HIV.
Absolutely.
They could be, they're all around us today. And so I think it's something for us to know and not be afraid of, and just be aware and equip ourselves with the knowledge to be able to prevent it from happening and prevent it from spreading. Hi.
Hey. Your fans are here. What do you call your fans? Do you have a name yet?
I call my fans toddlers, and the reason I call them that is because I think I have a semi Peter Pan syndrome type thing. I don't ever want to grow up, and I love the fact that my fans, even if they're 85 years old, have a youth-like mentality. So.
Yes, and one of the things, speaking of you one day being 85 years old, which would be beautiful, and still dancing, but one of the reasons I'm so passionate about HIV awareness, and one of the reasons Essence as a brand has continued to speak on it and touch this issue, is because we don't have to have a future that has HIV and AIDS. So I love that Greater Than AIDS has this initiative in HIV, because I'm a cancer survivor, so I know what it feels like to not feel like you could have control over a health condition. But this is something you can 100% do things that prevent you from ever having HIV. So talk about what you hope this campaign accomplishes, and why you're excited to be a part of the notion of ending HIV.
I'm excited about it because for so many years, HIV has been this very hush-hush word that no one can address. And while there isn't a 100% cure for it, it is a curable disease by just knowledge. Knowledge is the cure to end HIV. And so I just want everybody to know, because it affects our specific community so much. And it's not, when I say my community, I don't mean just gay or just Black. I mean both of those communities and other communities outside of our community. But specifically the African American culture. And African American women are also being infected by HIV at a rapid rate. And so I just think it's very important for us to be aware and go get tested and have as much knowledge as we possibly can to be able to keep ourselves safe.
And I love that you bring up the importance of knowing our statuses, because we know part of the reason the epidemic isn't ending as quickly is because too many people who are HIV positive don't know their status. And we say, your body already knows what's going on, so it's important that we know and get that information, because a lot of new cases are happening from people who don't know. The second you are on drugs, the second you start taking that PrEP, the likelihood of you infecting someone else goes down. So it's so exciting that we're having those conversations. And in the video, there's a moment where you sing about the whole 96% with auto-tune.
Yes.
So you're talking about how being on treatment with someone with HIV and the impact that can have. So talk about and reducing that risk. So talk a little bit more about why you chose to highlight that part.
Well, I just think that it's very important to know that 96% is such a huge percentage. And I think that people knowing that you're taking this medication and just being aware, I can't stress enough that just knowing your status, just going and getting tested is so, so important, because if everyone was tested and if everybody knew what was going on, we would be able to prevent this disease from ever continuing. And so I think it's very important. HIV has affected my life in a very strong way. I've had a lot of close friends being a performer performer and being on Broadway in New York. And I've also dated a couple of people who have been HIV positive, and I was so afraid of it at first. I was terrified, but when I realized that I really liked those people and the best thing I could do was educate myself and go research it for myself and find out what I could do to keep myself safe, I realized that there was a way that I could have both things in life. I could have love, and I could also be safe and be healthy. And to this day, I'm not dating that person anymore, but I'm still HIV negative. And if I had it to do over again, I would absolutely date them. And it's now I'm not afraid of it. And it's something that we should not be afraid of.
No, that's so beautiful. And one of the reasons we know that people are sort of afraid of testing is they feel like if it does come back positive, my whole life is now over. My life is changed. And it's so important that we continue to highlight, and Greater Than AIDS does a great job of this, that people are living healthier, longer lives, even if that test does come back positive. You also can find love. You can be, listen, Todrick's boo, and have a positive status. So I think that's so important and beautiful for you to share that, and that we continue to have those conversations in an inclusive way. So, of course, we want to hear a little bit about Straight Out of Oz.
Straight Out of Oz.
Woo, they got the toddlers are here, man.
Yes, honey. I just want to thank everybody first off for supporting this. I've made this project. I went through a very rough year. I left my manager. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with my career. And I felt like there was a lot of racism and homophobia in the industry. And as opposed to walking around like trying to change everyone's life, I decided, and trying to change their mind, I decided to put my problems with the industry into music. I made this project, put it out on YouTube. No one, I don't want to say no one believed in it, but the people that represent me were like, you're not Beyonce, Todrick, and I'm not going to support your visual album. So I did it myself. I didn't wait for permission. I did it myself, and we now have the number 8 album in the country, and it was the number 2 pop album.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so it means a lot to me. I'm very proud of it.
I love it, and it shows, you've used social media to get to a point and use it also for a positive impact, like working with Greater Than AIDS. So what would you want this community or people here to know about how we can also use our social media to further ourselves, but also to further the important messages that our community could hear?
I think that social media is awesome, and I think it's amazing that we can use social media to post funny memes or videos that will go viral because they're hilarious. But I think we also have the power to educate ourselves and educate other people. And so I would just like to challenge everybody watching to use your social media to also share these videos. We just did the video, the End HIV video. One of them is on my channel. Bob the drag queen also did it. A lot of big social media influencers did it. If you share that video, there's a campaign that can help us raise money. You have to use the hashtag HelpAZEndHIV. You just sharing that video using that hashtag will change lives because that money goes directly to research to help. So everybody out there watching today, when we're in transition from this scene to the next scene.
Right now.
Let's
take
do
your
it
phones
now.
out.
Just take out your phones
out. Because you also will be wanting to be on your Instagram, Facebook Live, Snapchat, because he is about to perform. So come on out, and so say that information one more time.
So go to my YouTube channel. There's a video about the HIV beats. It's very easy to find. We're in all white. You saw the video, so you recognize the image. Take that video, just share it on your Facebook wall for anybody who might be needing this, or because you never know. This is not something that people come out and say, hey, by the way, I have HIV and I just want you to know. I would almost guarantee that somebody in your life has this and may not know this information, and somebody in your life may have HIV and not be aware that they have it. So this could be changing lives even if it doesn't directly affect your life. I think that's the power of social media, and that's why we should be sharing videos that are educational as well as videos that are funny.
It's so powerful. So you're now giving us the perfect opportunity to share a new video, which is Todrick Performance. So please do share a little bit about the song, and it is your stage.
Okay, the song I'm performing today is called Over the Rainbow. When I was a little kid, I didn't have a very good relationship with my father, but I do remember him sitting me down and saying to me, little boys don't act this way. And every gay man that I know remembers specifically the moment that someone in their family told them that the way they were waving or the way they smiled was wrong. And it was at a very young age, and I felt like I disappointed my father. But he gave me the Bible and basically explained to me that that he would not suggest that I go down this road and be gay. So it was a very difficult struggle my whole life, trying to figure out how I please my father and make him proud but stay true to myself. And that's what I wrote this song about.
It's beautiful. Well, we're glad you continue to make it over the rainbow and take us with you.
Thank you.
So please give it up as Todrick prepares to perform somewhere over the rainbow. Thank you.
don't cry. Little boys aren't shy. Little boys are tough. They do stuff that little girls don't try. Little boys don't dance. Little boys wear pants. Little boys are bold. You've been told you don't hold little boys' hands. And Dad said, I don't believe in magic, but I do believe in you. And son, if you believe in Daddy, take a look at this book and believe it's true. There's somewhere over the rainbow, and if you change the way you love, then maybe you can go. The streets are paved with bricks of gold, and if you wanna see, come pray with me, 'cause somewhere over the rainbow, there's a man who's powerful, and he wants you to know when the rain goes, after the pain goes, they'll be dancing with halos somewhere over the rainbow. Little boys stand tall, little boys play ball. Little boys, they stink, they're not weak, they don't like pink at all. Little boys don't sing, little boys are kings. Little boys fly kites, they ride bikes, they don't like little girl things. Dad said, I know my baby's special, and you'll grow to be a man. And I know the world may dance with devils, but be strong, you'll be flown to this holy land. There's somewhere over the rainbow, and if you change the way you love, then maybe you can go. The streets are paved with bricks of gold, and if you want to see, come pray with me, 'cause somewhere over the rainbow, there's a man who's powerful, and he wants you to know when the rain goes, after the pain goes, they'll be dancing with halos somewhere over the rainbow. Ooh, over the rainbow. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Todrick. Todrick. Thank you, thank you. One more time, give it up for Todrick. Greater than AIDS? Yes, indeed. Thank you all.